Now, as the festive season gets closer, the search begins for the perfect place to spend it. Now, Europe has so many towns that completely transform in December. Whether it's the historic squares filled with lights to the streets that suddenly feel made just for the holidays, choosing just one in Europe can be the hardest part of your travels. However, I decided to showcase 10 towns where the atmosphere, the setting, and the whole experience makes your trip worth traveling for. Now, in no particular order, we're going to start with Colmar in France. Now, one of my favourites, which may be on this list, is actually Strasbourg in France's Alsace region. And this city is overflowing with half-timbered houses, flower-lined canals. So when I heard that there was a nearby town which was supposedly even more colourful, had prettier buildings with more flowers and extra scenic canals, then how could I resist visiting Colmar? It was apparently the inspiration for the village in the Disney film Beauty and the Beast, and it's not hard to see why. The Alsace is where France meets Germany, and ownership of the region has been passed back and forth between the two countries over the years. Now, Colmar doesn't have a huge list of must-see attractions because what it does have is very scenic spots at Christmas time, and I'm 100% sure if you do visit, you'll really enjoy it. Number 2 is Rovaniemi. We're going to head to the cold Arctic Circle. In the summer, the sun barely sets. The sky just glows all night. But when December arrives, the whole town switches to Christmas mode. Now, this is the place that calls itself the official home of Santa Claus. And honestly, it kind of makes sense. There's a village dedicated to him where you can actually cross the Arctic Circle line. Christmas lights that look better the darker it gets, and forests that stretch out into the proper wilderness. And so while you're seeing this in a different season, winter here means a real chance of spotting the northern lights. So Rovaniemi is more than just a Christmas theme, it's kind of where the festive season feels built right into the landscape. And just being here puts you in the winter mood. And one of my favourites on this list has to be Tallinn in Estonia, because it already looks like a medieval movie set. Stone walls, colourful merchant houses, and a lot of church spires. But at Christmas, it becomes something completely different. Over the years, I think it's one of the most upcoming places for this time of year. The main square turns into one big festive scene, with lights wrapped around every balcony, and a huge Christmas tree standing right in the centre, just like it has for hundreds of years. I also think it's one of the few places that you can guarantee some snow. And if you wander a little further from the centre, you'll find the quiet lanes, the lanterns glowing above doorways, and that cosy winter feeling that makes you want to explore a lot slower. So I think Tallinn does the Christmas the way you imagine Europe should be. Nuremberg in Germany is one of those cities that feels made for this time of year. The medieval centre has old churches, narrow lanes, and that huge castle sitting above everything. And in that month of December, the whole place shifts into festive mode. It holds one of the oldest and most famous Christmas markets in Europe, and the smell of gingerbread and roasted almonds hangs in the air as soon as you get close. So you don't need snow to feel the winter mood here. Just walking past the wooden stalls, hear choirs near the church, and seeing the lights reflecting off all the timber frame buildings, it's enough to put you already in the season. So there is something nostalgic about Nuremberg at Christmas. But like all the festival traditions you grew up with, came from here in the first place. The next Fairytale Christmas town, even though it is a major city, is actually Copenhagen, for one simple reason. Now, the city does Christmas in a way that feels both festive and stylish. Now, what really steals the show is Tivoli Gardens. It's one of the oldest amusement parks in the world, and at Christmas, it turns into a huge festive world full of lights, rides, music, and the smell of cinnamon pastries as soon as you walk in. So Copenhagen may be a surprise, but it's perfect for people who want that Christmas magic at that time of the year, and with that cool Scandinavian touch. So I think Copenhagen is a wonderful choice. One of my favourites is Vienna. And it feels grand the moment you arrive. The wide boulevards, the elegant palaces, and plenty of those wonderful cafes that look like they've been serving pastries since the days of emperors. And it probably has, because their Apfelstrudel is one not to miss. The old town is full of beautiful details, the glow of the chandeliers through tall windows, and the odd classical music drifting out of the concert halls, and that polished atmosphere that Vienna is always known for. And of course, when December arrives, the city goes full steam ahead with handcrafted decorations, warm treats, and the lights all strung across the streets like they were designed for winter evenings. So I think Vienna is a great choice if you want to go to a Christmassy type of town, and they really know how to put on a show. Now, you may be surprised about this destination, but I don't think you should be, because Gdansk in Poland instantly stands out from other European cities. It has a long history shaped by the Baltic Sea, and its main street feels like a grand stage, because this is where all the magic happens. And it has a different energy from the usual Christmas destinations. But recently, Gdansk has earned serious attention for its festive season. Its Christmas market was voted the best in 2024, so overall that has put it firmly on the map as one of Europe's most up-and-coming Christmas getaways. The wooden stalls spread out throughout the old town, plenty of decorations that light up in every corner, and there's a fun, upbeat atmosphere that makes exploring feel exciting and new. So if you are looking for a bit of Christmas magic but without the usual crowds, then Gdansk is the place people are only just starting to discover. Now, if you want to step back in time during the December season, then few cities beat Strasbourg. And it's situated in the Hallstatt region. The 2,000-year-old city is literally one of the most unique places that you can visit in France. And its proximity to the French-German border has seen it change hands time and time again over the centuries. So when Christmas arrives, the city becomes something truly special. Streets glow with warm lights, the market stalls fill the squares, and the whole place proudly calls itself the capital of Christmas. And once you're here, it's so easy to see why. So don't forget, get those hotels booked as early as possible. Now, Hallstatt in Austria doesn't make this list for Christmas markets because honestly, that's not what it's known for. What makes this beautiful town special in December is the setting itself. A stunning small lakeside village, surrounded by steep mountains, old rooftops, and chimneys sending thin trails of smoke into the air. It's quiet, compact, and there aren't many organised festive events, but winter kind of suits Hallstatt compared to the awful summer. The views feel sharper, the streets are calmer, and the whole place looks literally like it's been lifted straight from a winter postcard. So if you want a Christmas trip that's more about scenery, peaceful evenings, and amazing photo opportunities, Hallstatt is literally the one that stands out. I'll be honest, I'm kind of reluctant to include Prague because everyone already knows how popular it is. But the truth is, it deserves its Christmas reputation. The old town square becomes a huge festive scene, with the tree towering over the Gothic spires. There's loud music echoing through the streets and warm lights shining down on the market stalls below. So you can walk from the astronomical clock to the Charles Bridge. And even if it's busy, there's something special about Prague in December. The mix of grand architecture, the narrow medieval lanes, and all that history surrounding you while the whole city feels like it's celebrating something together. So if you do like that kind of atmosphere, the hustle and bustle, and you want to be amongst a beautiful setting, then Prague is a top choice. But I will say one thing, Budapest is rising fast as a Christmas favourite. It has the same stunning architecture, incredible food, and that festive spirit, just without quite as many people. And there you have it, folks. These are some great destinations in Europe that really push the boat out at this time of the year. So if you are looking for those fairy tale like scenes, then these places in Europe has got you covered.